Hey, what's up, man? It's the Rexac Revolution live stream Sunday night. I already got somebody coming up on the line, man. I'm just gonna add him on. Hey, what's up, Phil Shepard?
Yeah, what up, dude?
You're in a car, a vehicle of some kind. Where are you at?
The only place that I can fucking hotbox at the moment, my car.
Nice. Yeah, you mentioned you were preparing for the show.
That's how I've been preparing for the show.
I'm not in Colorado, so I'll neither confirm nor deny however or not whatever happened preparing for the show. I'm having some Gatorade Zero though.
Well, I'm drinking my alkaline water, so you can still tell them, I'm in, Colorado.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I was just starting the show, but I got to show before I was going to talk about what kind of I've scratched down a few things we can talk about tonight, including something special you got. But first, I got to show you this. I'm going to show it to everybody because Mitch put this together, and I'm loving it. We're making you know what a stinger is, right?
Like, are you talking about the injury?
Well, yeah, okay, right. The stinger could be on a bee's butt. Stinger can be an injury, like in football.
Yeah.
And there's this thing called a stinger. It's like on the Jim Rome show, I guess. Like when he does the thing, I have the little clips of like some fan saying something weird or some comment or some sound, and they'll always throw it in and mix. So, for example, here's my mic drop stinger. This is the first official Rucksack Revolution podcast stinger. You're the second person to see it online other than me and Mitch. B. Arthur got to see it on her podcast the other night. Here it goes. Jadavian Clowney, University of South Carolina. Music by P.O.D. This is our mic drop Eli's doing it even more, man. Eli started going full-blown Metallica on it.
Hey, and before you go, check out the stuff. I'm serious. I'd love to hear what you guys.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play it, and we'll get it and come up on the next one, and we're gonna do it. So whole point was to preview this music, and we didn't do it. I'm sorry.
It's still out there. You can go to the SoundCloud and find it.
I got the file on my phone now. I'm gonna listen to it first thing. But I gotta tell you all the time. We're going a little over, but whatever. Because I get unlimited now. Because I'm actually, thanks to the Patreon people, I'm able to spend $240 to get this live StreamYard, and now I don't have to do 20 hours a week for free, man. We could just be on forever. We could just play Boom on loop 24/7.
Oh my God, yes, live
and then anytime
day.
you want it, we just be live every day. So you have it, like you could tell somebody off on the phone at your job, Scarlet, and you would just flip up onto your phone and be a boom. Here comes the boom. And then you would say, this is total foolishness. And then you would take your next call and say, no, this is total foolishness. But anyway, so, hey, we're gonna do this, and we will have that music. And so, hey, anyways, I don't know if anybody's even watching this crap. But later on this week, podcast guests, let's see, what night was that? I got to go back and look now. I think it's Thursday. Yeah, Thursday night. Cynthia De La Rosa, who is actually a local candidate running for state house here in Florida, who I know through Black Lives Matter and through Democratic Party here, and just a lot of stuff. And she's very, very cool. And when she's out there at a demonstration, she stands about 4'10". I asked her yesterday how tall she was. I think she said 4'10". We're talking like little, like gymnast height.
Mm-hmm.
But when she's out there with that megaphone, she's about 6'8". She is something. And I'm gonna have her on, and I think Adrian Christian Poet, I think she's back on. We're rescheduling another podcast. I think it was for the 20th. I got to look it up. 22nd. I sure hope it wasn't this last week. She'll be mad at me. But I think it's this week coming up. So I got to look that up. And I'm hoping to get another guy, a friend of mine, Jimmy Neal Fishhawk, who is an amazing poet from Gainesville, Florida, activist. He's wobbly. He's just a lot of things. And I like to think of him as a bro because I've known him about 25 years. And so I'm going to take us out. And y'all have a good evening.
Thank you for having us.
Peace
Thanks
out.
for having me.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Peace.